My name is Christophe Mbonyigabo. I'm the Executive Director of CARSA. CARSA stands for Christian Action for Reconciliation and Social Assistance. And its mission is to support communities in their journey toward healing, forgiveness, reconciliation, and holistic development. CARSA has three major programs, and the first one is the trauma healing and reconciliation that has few pillars, and the second one it's the youth empowerment, which also has few projects under that program, and the third one in the community empowerment. Under the first one, the trauma healing and reconciliation, we basically work with genocide survivors and genocide perpetrators, and we support them through trauma healing and forgiveness and reconciliation with various approach. One that's more known is the Empower program. Under the youth empowerment, we have peace education, we have education sponsorship, and the community youth empowerment. And then under the community empowerment, we focus mainly on the reconciliation cell groups that we have, as well as vulnerable communities that we support through small businesses and the livelihood. Yeah, since 2008, the Rwandan government has taken the month of October, dedicated that month of October as a month of unity and resilience. It's a time for the whole country as a nation to reflect on our journey of unity, reconciliation, and resilience. As CARSA, our programs are actually fitting 100% under that's our purpose. Why? Because the mission of CARSA fits well in that. For CARSA, we don't only wait for the month of October. Our programs are always bringing Rwandans together, especially survivors from the genocide and perpetrators, as well as young people, to really reinforce and support them towards unity that has been broken as a result, as a consequence of the genocide. But also in this particular month, as an organization, it was a good time for us to look back and reflect on our reconciliation cell groups and see how they are doing to truly restore their broken unity, to restore their broken relationships, and move towards a sustainable peace building and development, especially inviting young people to be part of that journey. So that's how, as a CARSA organization, we see this month of October dedicated for unity and resilience fit well with our programs. CARSA has existed for the last almost 20 years, about 16 years of operation. And since then, for the last 17 years, we have been working mainly in two major districts, the Kamonyi district and the Muhanga, which are both located in the southern province of Rwanda. And there, we've been working with genocide perpetrators and genocide survivors. And the key impact I would describe here. One, we have seen genocide survivors forgiving and moving towards healing, but also reconciling with offenders. We have about over 2,300 members within those two districts that are part of the reconciliation cell groups. These are people who have truly overcome their fear, their guilty, their pain, their bitterness, and they have been able to move forward with inner healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. CARSA has a program called the Cows for Peace. So far, we have distributed 390 cows, and through those cows shared by the survivor and the offender, and when the cow has grown up and produced, given birth, so we have also distributed like 225 calves born from the given cows, and those calves have been given to the perpetrators. So it means we have been given now over 600 cows to the survivors of the genocide and the offenders. The Cow for Peace really becomes like a glue or a bridge to reconnect the genocide survivors and the perpetrator. That's another impact. Now the impact, it's among youth. We have worked with 15 schools, high schools in Rwanda, in Kamonyi Kahunya and Muhanga, and over 4,000 students have been part of our programs. They have visited genocide memorials, they have been at the conferences, been part of the trainings, and those young people now are making impact in their communities. We have so far 5 community youth clubs. These are communities of young people who have been part of our PCC, the Peace Conversation Cycles, that bring together survivors, perpetrators, rescuers, and young people in a conversation. So as an outcome, as a result, 5 young youth groups have been established in the communities. So there are more impact, but those numbers shows you that CARSA is making an impact. And it's not only about numbers, it's actually the change. When you meet people, our beneficiaries, you hear their stories, you see them, how they have moved from where they were, broken, hopeless, guilty, and see where they are today, with hope, with development, with more income coming. You can see that there's an impact. The uniqueness of CARSA in bringing forgiveness and reconciliation between genocide survivors and perpetrators is that CARSA is a grassroots community, grassroots organization. We work from the rural area where we go and reach out to these particular communities, especially genocide survivors and genocide former perpetrators. And our uniqueness is that we don't only look at these people as separate individuals. We look at them as a community because they have been living together. And our approach is very holistic. We tackle psychological issues, social and economic. That's one of our uniqueness, because as a consequence, as effect of the genocide has affected the Rwandans not only psychologically, not only socially, but also spiritually and economically. That's why our approach is very holistic. Second, as our uniqueness is the example of the Call for Peace project I've mentioned. This program is very cultural sensitive, but also social unique. Why? Because understanding the uniqueness of cow in the context in the culture of Rwanda, and how the cow becomes a unique tool, a unique way to allow these 2 people, these 2 families, to dig more deeper in their reconciliation and forgiveness process. That creates a unique approach. But secondly, the Call for Peace also dig beyond the surface of forgiveness and reconciliation. The Call for Peace goes beyond and tackle even the trust issue. Why? Because when these 2 people share the cow, raising the cow, and when the cow produces milk, they share the milk. This genocide widow and the perpetrator, mostly were men, when they share this milk, they are no longer afraid of each other, maybe thinking this person will poison me because of that. So the cow and the milk really help these people to discuss and go beyond the surface and dig into the trust. But finally, these Calls for Peace also involve the families, really restore their hope and restore their dignity. Why? Because for the survivors, when they receive the cow, they feel they still have something. Perpetrators, yes, we've killed people, but now, if the survivor can give me a cow, it's a clear sign that the forgiveness is real. So it takes these people beyond the surface, beyond the shadow forgiveness, but dig deep, and it becomes, it's not forgiving and leave, it's forgiving and living together. The barometer of 2020 outcome of it showed that 94%, over 94% have embraced unity and reconciliation, but we still have a small number that is still not embracing that journey. And the question is, why not? I think there are several reasons. But number one, we have to understand that the process of the hatred and division that have been taught to Rwandans for over 50 years, we take time to take that out of the understanding, the beliefs of the Rwandans. And especially after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Because Rwandans have been taught how Tutsi were evil and bad. They have been dehumanized. And therefore, those who have committed genocide are not accepting fully their responsibility. Therefore, they cannot embrace unity and reconciliation because they are still in the guilty. But number two, we have so many genocide survivors who have not been able to bury their beloved ones. Why? Because they don't know where they have been killed from. And the offenders are not being open to share the information. That also becomes a hindrance for the genocide survivors to get completely healed from their trauma, and therefore that can affect this journey. But thirdly, we have the external influences. In the region, for instance, we still have these genocide ideologies. We still have people who live abroad that have never accepted, and they're still promoting the hatred and the division. And therefore, with all of these influences, the inside the people within the country. And that can affect the level of acceptance and embracing unity and reconciliation. So we have made a huge step, yes, but we still have some way to go. And that's clear and understandable, because taking out these beliefs, the hatred, the division that have been truly taught to Rwandan for many years, it will take another long time to make sure that everyone embraces that. So that's why there's still about 6% from that barometer numbers who haven't fully embraced the journey and the process of unity and reconciliation due to some of the reasons I've mentioned. CARSA contribution to sort out this issue, to deal with the 6% or more who haven't embraced this, is actually the work we've been doing. Basically, I would say mention two things. One, I've mentioned how we've been working with young people in schools especially. And we have been taking genocide survivors and genocide perpetrators on the journey of forgiveness and reconciliation and take them in the schools. They have been sharing with young people their stories. We have seen this changing the mindset, the understanding, and the beliefs of young people who have not got the chance to truly relate directly with their parents to show them their journey and their experiences. So this one way. Why? Because when these young people are empowered, when these young people have been truly understand the genocide history and have understood the whole purpose of peace, unity, and reconciliation, they also become the channel. They establish this peace and this process within their communities. So it means what? With the last 2022 census, we have seen that in Rwanda, over 65% of Rwandans are under 30 years old. So it means if we equip young people with the clear history, if young people embrace this process, I believe we are going to overcome the 6% remaining that haven't embraced the journey. But secondly, it's also using media, but also inviting, especially and reaching out to the Rwandans who live abroad, who are in exile, who have never been in Rwanda, who are still denying the genocide, who don't want to accept this. I think through social media, through this kind of channels, I think CARSA is going to reach out to those people, and then it will be contributing to reduce the number of people who are still denying the genocide or those who haven't embraced this process of unity and reconciliation. As I've mentioned, CARSA have existed for the last 20 years and 17 years of operation. What we've been able to achieve all this time through various programs that we have achieved those through partnerships. And I really want to extend, on behalf of CARSA and on my behalf, a great appreciation and gratitude to everyone who have contributed and supported to the CARSA work. We have our friends from different parts of the world, we have organizations, we have individual people, everyone that has supported the work of CARSA, we truly appreciate and say thank you. Thank you for your support, thank you for standing with the Rwandan communities, thank you for being part of the change and the impact that CARSA has been making. We also want to appreciate the government of Rwanda and the local government that's have been partnering with CARSA. But also, I cannot forget to appreciate the community members who have trusted CARSA and have joined our programs and have truly opened up their heart and mind to work alongside us to achieve the impact we are celebrating today. Last year, CARSA celebrated 20 years of existence. And you have seen the impact from our cell groups and the change that have happened in the communities, young people, adults. And all these are through the collaboration and partnership. That's why to everyone that's one way or the other have supported, contributed to the work of CARSA, we say thank you. Thank you, and we invite you to continue being standing with us so that we would continue expanding and extending our impact beyond what we have achieved so far. May God bless you.